Since World War II, there has not been another tragedy that resembles the scope of the Holocaust in any way, but there are many cases in which the world stands on the side and does not prevent genocide and does not prevent mass murder. It can be Biafra or Cambodia or Rwanda or Sudan.
We do not have a date set aside to commemorate what happened in 1967.
I think there's no need for that because you'll be reopening old wounds.
It's not the duty of people who are not involved to deny the pain of people who are involved. In Nigeria, there's this big embargo about Biafra. You must never talk about Biafra. We have to move on. You have to forget. You have to just move on. Forget about it. But it's not the duty of people who are not there to forget. If the people who suffered want to forgive and forget, it's their prerogative and they can do that at their will. Well, Steve Jobs, has anybody read his autobiography? Yeah, he stopped going to church because he read about the Biafra war. He said, if Christians can do that to people, why should I worship that God? I don't agree with him, but that's his view. He felt so bad about the war. Bernard Kouchner, former French foreign minister, remember him in Kosovo, digging every last bone to understand what happened in Kosovo. But where did he start? He started in Biafra. He was there as a Red Cross volunteer. He resigned from the Red Cross. He said, we can't be impartial in such a situation. He founded Médecins Sans Frontières, MSF, because of the Biafra situation. And that's what Biafra did to him. John Lennon returned his MBE to the Queen because of the Biafra war.
As a protest against violence and war, especially Britain's involvement in Biafra, which most of the British public aren't aware of, because all the press, TV and radios slant all the news from Biafra. All the stuff I learnt on Biafra from journalists, off-the-cuff folks, is a different story, and I began to be ashamed of being British. And I'm a patriotic nationalist, if the truth will out, and NYAKO can vouch for that. I'm always fighting about what Britain invented, radar, and what all the different things we've done. But every day I just began to worry a bit more about it, and I was going to send the MBE back anyway. I could have done it privately, but the press would have found out anyway. He would have been here a week later instead, less impact.
Jimi Hendrix was playing concerts to raise money for the children in Biafra. He was raising money to feed people like me. I would have died if those flights hadn't come in. 3,170 flights in 3 years that came in with all the food we wanted.
Since World War II, there has not been another tragedy that resembles the scope of the Holocaust in any way, but there are many cases in which the world stands on the side and does not prevent genocide and does not prevent mass murder. It can be Biafra or Cambodia or Rwanda or Sudan.
We do not have a date set aside to commemorate what happened in 1967.
I think there's no need for that because you'll be reopening old wounds.
It's not the duty of people who are not involved to deny the pain of people who are involved. In Nigeria, there's this big embargo about Biafra. You must never talk about Biafra. We have to move on. You have to forget. You have to just move on. Forget about it. But it's not the duty of people who are not there to forget. If the people who suffered want to forgive and forget, it's their prerogative and they can do that at their will. Well, Steve Jobs, has anybody read his autobiography? Yeah, he stopped going to church because he read about the Biafra war. He said, if Christians can do that to people, why should I worship that God? I don't agree with him, but that's his view. He felt so bad about the war. Bernard Kouchner, former French foreign minister, remember him in Kosovo, digging every last bone to understand what happened in Kosovo. But where did he start? He started in Biafra. He was there as a Red Cross volunteer. He resigned from the Red Cross. He said, we can't be impartial in such a situation. He founded Médecins Sans Frontières, MSF, because of the Biafra situation. And that's what Biafra did to him. John Lennon returned his MBE to the Queen because of the Biafra war.
As a protest against violence and war, especially Britain's involvement in Biafra, which most of the British public aren't aware of, because all the press, TV and radios slant all the news from Biafra. All the stuff I learnt on Biafra from journalists, off-the-cuff folks, is a different story, and I began to be ashamed of being British. And I'm a patriotic nationalist, if the truth will out, and NYAKO can vouch for that. I'm always fighting about what Britain invented, radar, and what all the different things we've done. But every day I just began to worry a bit more about it, and I was going to send the MBE back anyway. I could have done it privately, but the press would have found out anyway. He would have been here a week later instead, less impact.
Jimi Hendrix was playing concerts to raise money for the children in Biafra. He was raising money to feed people like me. I would have died if those flights hadn't come in. 3,170 flights in 3 years that came in with all the food we wanted because there was no way to feed Biafra. And of course, part of the war strategy was to starve and kill everybody. Akanu Ibiam, he had all the awards from here. CBE, MBE, everything, right up to the knighthood. He returned all of that to the Queen because of the war.
If you came away from some of the earlier tragedies of the Biafran War and some of the wars in Africa and the AIDS things I photographed, there wasn't enough darkness.
The next piece is also by Alex Baranovsky. It's called Biafra, and this was actually written for a documentary which just came out at the beginning of this year. The documentary is called McCullen, and it's about the very famous war photographer Don McCullen, who traveled around the world over the last 30, 40 years, taking the most extraordinary photographs, mostly of war-torn areas. And Biafra was a former province near to Nigeria where they had a most horrendous civil war in the 1960s. And there was a particular colony, a children's colony, which had been abandoned, and thousands of children were left there to die. And Don McCullen arrived at this place in Biafra to find all these children there. And the children thought that he had come to save them. But the truth was he was there as a photographer. He'd come to take photos.
You know, I'd walk into a school in Biafra and I would see 800 children dying. And as soon as they saw the white men coming, you could see they thought there was some hope at the end of the tunnel. And what did I bring them? I brought them 2 Nikon cameras around my neck. And I saw these children dropping down and dying in front of me. And you know, we live in a world now where the media isn't that particularly interested in the real tragedy in our lives.
Do you feel that?
I'm convinced it is.
And it was something that he just never really got over, never really recovered from. And Alex wrote this particular piece based on that, and it's in the film, which is the most extraordinary documentary. I would urge any of you to go and see it. It's just out, and it has picked up 2 BAFTA nominations, in fact, just recently. So this is Biafra by Alex Baranovsky.
When people demand water, they get shot at and killed by the government. When people demand better living conditions, the response of the state is to kill those people. We're fighting against that. When the students demand free education, they get locked up by the regime.
Asị ka ọ bụ. Nke a ndị ji asị na-eri nri. Ịgbara ndị Fulani odibo. Nchi iwu osote onye isi n'obodo Nigeria. Ọ mgbe m nọ n'ụlọ iko ka m ga-etinye ha n'aka akwụkwọ. Si ha agaghị m emezi Biafra ọzọ. Unu bịa ka mgbara unu odibo. Ka ndị ọzọ si agbara ha odibo. Ha rịọrọ m njụ. Nsị na aga m ahapụ nwere onwe ha n'azọ. Kwee n'ihi ndị ya niile maka ọdịmma nke ha nwa na nke ụmụ ha ma nke ụmụ ha ga-abịa n'ihi na agwara m ha okwu m sị ha oge mgbe Zik a na-agwa Zik mgbe ọ na-eji ike na-akọwara Zik si ya na ebe ị na-aga n'ụzọ adịghị ya ọ na-efe isi kpakakpaka mba ọwọ Naijiria ka anyị gaa n'ihu ka anyị gaa n'ihu lekwa ọnọdụ anyị n'ụbọchị nke taa na-akọwakwara ndị ya sị ha ihe a Zik mere mgbe mbụ tinye anyị na ụmị anyị nọ n'ime ya n'ụbọchị nke taa ọkwa ihe unu na-eme ka edo ụzọ nwanne Nnamdi Kanu si na-eme ya na-emeju ya unu kọwara m ka m ghọta na m sị ma unu arụghị ogbe nke abụọ gafere River Niger na unu ga-arụ okporo ụzọ unu ga-emezi ebe niile ebe ụmụaka na-agụ akwụkwọ ọ ga-emezi ya emezi ọma mma ụlọ ọgwụ a ga-arụzi ya arụzi a ga-enwe ọkụ mmiri ga na-agba ọ ga-adịrị onye ihu na mma dịrị onye azụ na mma kedu ụzọ m si mejọ ndị dị etu a asị m na ụzọ m si na-eme ya na ọ dịghị mma njọ ha sị mbụ ngwa agha onwenye m gbara egbe onwenye m gburu mma onwenye m gbara ụta akwa sọsọ ozi ọma Chineke si m gbasa n'igwe okwu ka m na-agbasa kezie ka o si metụta unu ọ bụ gịnị mere unu a na-asị ka akpọta Nnamdi Kanu ka egbuo ya ọha na eze na ndị gọvanọ ọkwa na gịnị mere ndị herdsmen na-egbusi ndị mmadụ n'ugwu Awụsa ndị gọvanọ ha n'ugwu Awụsa kpọbe ka abịa gbusie ha inu anunugo na onwe onye na-achị ugwu Awụsa gọvanọ pụtara sị ka egbusie ndị herdsmen unu anunugo na onwe onye Yoruba pụtara sị ka egbusie ndị OPC ọgwụ na sọsọ ndị Igbo n'ihi na unu na-agbalịka alịka ka unu ga-agbara ndị Fulani odibo onye pụta sị ka agbara Fulani odibo onye nsị na mụ agbọ Nnamdi Kanu agaghị m agbara Fulani odibo ha nwere ha kwesịrị ịgbara mụ odibo ihe na-esere mụ na ihe na-eme na ndị be anyị wụ na ha na-aghọtachi anyị na-eme ọfụma iji ọha ha sịra m chọrọ ikewapụ Biafra n'ime Nigeria na ọ bụghị ihe ziri ezi na iwu obodo ha akwadoghị ya nna ajụ ha sị ya kee ụzọ chọrọ isi imi ya asị na ọwụ ka aga mee ntuli aka elu anyị bịanyecha aka atụcha vootu aga na ebe a na-eme iwu anọrọ akpa ya ekwekọrịta anyị gawa n'iru njụọ ha ndị na-eme iwu obodo Naijiria mmadụ ole si Kano steeti pụta 44 44 ọ bụ mmadụ ole na-emekwe n'iwu a si Abia Imo na Bayelsa pụta ha erughị sọsọ Kano steeti ọ bụzi ụzọ dị aṅa ka ị ga-esi wee nweta ihe a ibu n'obi ebe ndị ọwa anyị na ha na-awụ nọchiri egwuru agara agbachi ụzọ nọchi ebe niile efe adịghị ụzọ adịghị obere ihe unu kwesịrị ịrụ unu anaghị arụ ya nwatakịrị ihe wụ ogbe nkịtị ebe na-ebute mmanụ na-ebute ukoro ọkụ ike a na-ebupụ na-akpata ego bekee wee na-eri ndị ugwu Awụsa ji na-eleta onwe ha mma wụnaba anyị ka o si bịa okporo ụzọ nkịtị na ama nru Ọnịcha ruo Enugu kezi ihe ọzọ ị na-akọwara m ọ bụ gịnị ka imepụta gworo ga-eme m ga-eji wee nwee ntụkwasị obi ebe ị nọ n'ihe ị na-ekwu na ị ga-emenwu ya na ọwa eziokwu ihe IPOB na makwa nnupụ isi ka anyị na-enupụ isi akwenekwa na-ekwu na ilu a na-atụ n'Igbo a sị mgbe ụfọdụ ma okorobịa nwekwana ka onye ara na-alụnye ya nwaanyị ọkwana ihe anyị na-eme na mmegbu anyị na-emegbu anyị na ọ karịala na ihe a na-eme anyị na ọ dịghị mma ekunye agbagbuo anyị ege ebe a akpọ ejide ebe anyị na-azụ ahịa laa ya n'iyi ha nwa na onwe ha enweghị ihe ha pụrụ ime ha niile na-agbara ndị Fulani odibo ị ga-abịa bịakwute nna gị okwu sị nna gị okwu ana m enupụ isi nsị ha mmụọ awụ Nnamdi Kanu na m agbara ha odibo uru ha bụ m ka mụ na ha mee ya ha ajụ ọhịa na-ese okwu onweghị ihe ọzọ atụrụ mmadụ na-egbu mmadụ kwee n'ihi Biafra onye ahụ onye ohi ndị Igbo ga-enu ntị onye ọbụla pụtara na-ezu ohi na-agba ama na-atụrụ ndị mmadụ na-eme ihe niile ndị a niile kwere n'ihi IPOB onye ahụ onye ohi ka ọ IPOB ka mmadụ. We are here to fight for freedom, for justice, equity, and fairness. That's what we're fighting for. Nothing more, nothing less. And we cannot be cowed by anybody. We are without fear before our enemies. And we speak the truth always. I want all the journalists here arrayed to go and ask them, ask government of Nigeria, what happened to treasonable felons? Where are those charges today?
From 2015.
They've just disappeared because they have no evidence against me.
Anybody
committing crime cannot go scot-free. I swear it. They cannot go scot-free. Anybody involved in any type of crime in the East cannot go free. And they're doing it because I'm in DSS. That's why if I said no idiot can try this rubbish, and they know it very well. They know it very well. And I suspect that some people in government are complicit. Yes. They are making money with insecurity.
That's correct.
They're making money with it. They know now the Kanu is outside. In 2 minutes, this nonsense will stop. Who is the idiot? Who is the bagger? That will speak when I'm talking. Who is the fool? Who is the idiot? I ask. That I give an order in the East and any idiot will counter it. Who is the bastard? I'm asking you. Nobody can.
Sir, are you
I'm on the Kanu. Who is the idiot?
Rubbish. No, don't. No, man. No.
What is it?
Can you tell us the ongoing killings in the East in the name of IPOB? What is your stand on that?
Anybody involved in any form of violence or insecurity in the Southeast
In the name of IPOB.
in the name of IPOB is a gunner, and they know it. Let me come out of this nonsense, this mess. 2 minutes only.
There will be peace.
Only 2 minutes, I guarantee you.
And tranquility.
And there will be peace in the East, not just Southeast. Everywhere in the East, if not the entire South. Huh?
Yes.
The court is also entitled to change its mind as well, depending on the strength of the argument.
Thank you.
So we hope that they will change their mind.
They're using it to do experiment against us.
Exactly. So there is no way we're going to allow that to happen. My rights must be respected.
It's important.
My right to fair hearing must be observed and obeyed.
Understand that. They brought him to Kenya into this talk and allow him to talk without his
You were talking about your health condition. What exactly is wrong with you, sir?
I have congenital heart failure. Congestive heart failure is called. From the medication, you can tell. So they're basically trying to keep me alive. So when they calculate that I'm about to give up, that my heart is about to pack up, they will now say go. So when I go outside, I will die outside. That's what they're trying to do.
The medications they've been giving to you, has it not been working?
It's not working. If it's working, why would I have all these lumps underneath my...
And he has written a petition to the Nigerian Medical Association where they brought one quack doctor, somebody who is not a doctor, to treat him.
To come and try and treat me.
But up to now, they have no...
They don't know what they're doing. And they know they don't know what they're doing. Or else, why would I have this?
As long as it remains in DSS custody, there won't be
no trial.
So what is your application for?
Is seeking for a non-custodial arrangement by the court.
You said house arrest.
Exactly. I don't mind house arrest because I'll defeat them. In this court, I'll defeat the government of Nigeria. Here, Jehovah will see it. Where is the treasonable felon? Where is it? All these years, journalists are shouting treasonable, treason. What's the treason today? It's gone. In some way, this terrorism charge will go. I'm thinking of another capital offense that can charge me with. Maybe, I don't know, impregnating the wife of somebody. I don't know what other thing they're going to charge me.
Are you saying you are innocent of all these charges?
The federal government, they know I'm not guilty. My only guilt is that I'm fighting for my people. and I will fight for them.
Okay, sir, last
for justice and fairness and equity everywhere.
Last question. Has your family been able to...
Anybody using IPOB to commit crime is a criminal. It's not part of this family. Our family is based on 4 cardinal points. You must be without fear before your enemies. You must speak the truth always, even if it leads to your death. You must help the poor and those who cannot help themselves, and be of good character that God may love thee. That's who we are.
So what would be your words to those out there in the East who are killing in the name of IPOB?
That they are criminals. They are criminals. They are not part of this family. We are called a family for a reason. We've come to serve our people, not to enslave them. Anybody conducting any type of activity that contravenes the welfare of our people is a criminal and must be dealt with.
Thank you very much, sir.
Any form of violence or subversion in the name of Biafra is not part of this family. Our family is noble. It's called IPOB. It's all over the world.
So you condemn anything that has to do with killing?
In total, why would I kill violence? People have sacrificed my parents for them. Why would I want to kill any other person after that? Huh?
Anybody who's committing crime in the name of IPOB
is a criminal.
AIG, there are a lot of you who believe that the pace at which the Interpol International and Interpol Nigeria are working is quite interesting. They point to the fact that Nnamdi Kanu, the leader of the proscribed group, IPOB, it didn't take long for them to grab him from the same Kenya and get him down to Nigeria, and he's facing justice now. That's why is this like a case of we're following process, diplomatic channels, etc., etc.
Believe you me, I want to tell you I don't know what you are talking about. All I know...
You seems not to know exactly what we are talking about here.
No. You are bringing an issue that Interpol is not aware of. You know, let me define the role of Interpol so that you can understand. Interpol is an international police organization that assists law enforcement agencies within the 196 countries to look for a fugitive that runs or is hiding. And if you look at all the other fugitives that are brought to face justice in Nigeria, they have the link, those who are involved with Interpol. So I don't know I don't want to talk about issue of Kanu, who brought him back to Nigeria. I'm not aware how he was brought back to Nigeria or how he came into Nigeria. Interpol is not aware. We stated this long time ago, and we made it categorically clear. So it's not a question. There are what we call police-to-police relationship, international police cooperation. Another police, it does not necessarily bring Interpol.
Okay.
If one police and another exchange a suspect is running from them, they can have an international police cooperation that out of the scope of Interpol.
Okay.
But however, if a notice is given to an individual, like blue notices, when the inmates in Kuje prison escaped, we did a biometric capture of those suspects, and we shared it with international communities. We shared it with our law enforcement agencies. Many of them were reapprehended because we have their biometrics. Now, in the issue of red notice, where a red notice is issued under the federal court that issued that notice of arrest, that is warrant of arrest for such international.
Yes.
It will go to the Interpol, we'll process it, we'll look at it, we'll look at the charges, and then we'll issue a red notice.
Okay.
On that red notice, we bring back the culprit to face justice because all the 196 countries will be looking for that individual.
We'd sincerely like to thank you, retired Assistant Inspector General of Police, Garba Umar, who is currently the Vice President of Interpol Africa Region. Thank you, sir, for coming on the News Hour.
Thank you for having me.
Self-determination. Self-determination is not regarded as a crime in any nation of the world, including Nigeria, under Article 20 of Nigerian law, that's Semi-African Charter, Article 20. Now, Kenya has a companion law. United Nations has a companion law. So when you take anybody to any court in any country in the world, and you tell that court, I want him in my country because he wants Biafra, they will tell you to go to hell. You're a kidnapper extraordinary, whether you are government or not. You're a rogue. You should not try anybody in court for wanting to not to belong, for wanting a separate nation. That's how Nigeria was founded, for God's sake, in 1960. Is it not? It's self-determination. That was how Midwest region was created in 1963. Is it not? That's how Nigeria lost Southern Cameroons to Cameroon. Is it not? Is that called referendum or plebiscite? And that's how Nigeria gained Adamawa, the former Sadona province of Cameroons, into northern Nigeria. So why should that of Biafra be different? It's only a crime in Nigeria. IPOB is only a terrorist organization in Nigeria, but not a terrorist organization all over the world. That needs to tell you folks something. That is why Nigeria dodged and went by night, ambushed Mazin Nnamdi Kanu and kidnapped him. We cannot take a government to criminal court and jail a government, but we can call a government to answer to the civil courts of this country. There are courts in this country, so Nigerian government must answer to this court, like I argued before the court, upon
Terrorism Prohibition and Prevention Act says I cannot be tried in Nigeria. That's the law of Nigeria. I can never be tried in any court of law in Nigeria. That's what the law says. Anybody standing in trial or coming to try me is a terrorist. That's what their law says. Not me. Section 2, subsection 3F of Terrorism Prevention and Prohibition Act. That's what it says. Any court considered to try me is committed an act of terrorism. Yes. Very clear. You cannot violate a treaty that Nigeria entered into and then come to try that very person. Is not done anywhere in the world. So you must be aware of that. So that is why there is all these ridiculous delays. That is what Supreme Court said. I did not jump bail. My home was invaded. They came to kill me and I survived. They came to Kenya to kidnap me, brought me back to this country and seeking to try me, which the law says cannot happen. You cannot violate a treaty that Nigeria entered into and then hope to stand on that illegality to conduct a trial. Is not done anywhere in the world. And happened in my case. Nobody had, there's no exception. No exception whatsoever. That's what the law says. Section 12 of the Constitution, what does it say? Any treaty ratified by Nigeria becomes law. It's law. You cannot change it. It doesn't matter what they do. All these shenanigans is just pure rubbish. You never stand. Not with me. I believe in justice and fairness, that's all.
Nigeria is signed to extradite, not to rendition. Terrorism Prohibition and Prevention Act says I cannot be tried in Nigeria. That's the law of Nigeria. I can never be tried in any court of law in Nigeria. That's what the law says. Anybody standing in trial or coming to try me is a terrorist. That's what their law says. Not me. Section 2, subsection 3F of Terrorism Prevention and Prohibition Act. That's what it says. Any court considered to try me is committed an act of terrorism. Yes. Very clear. You cannot violate a treaty that Nigeria entered into and then come to try that very person. Is not done anywhere in the world. So you must be aware of that. So that is why there is all these ridiculous delays. That is what Supreme Court said. I did not jump bail. My home was invaded. They came to kill me and I survived. They came to Kenya to kidnap me, brought me back to this country and seeking to try me, which the law says cannot happen. You cannot violate a treaty that Nigeria entered into and then hope to stand on that illegality to conduct a trial. Is not done anywhere in the world. I have it in my case. Nobody has, there's no exception. No exception whatsoever. That's what the law says. Section 12 of the Constitution, what does it say? Any treaty ratified by Nigeria becomes law. It's law. You cannot change it. It doesn't matter what they do. All these shenanigans is just pure rubbish. You never stand. Not with me. I believe in justice and fairness. That's all.
Nigeria signed to extradite, not to rendition.
But that's what you wrote. You said here, my law, that the defendant has now applied for bail. Now, as I've said earlier, bail is a decision of the court taking into consideration all the conditions laid down in Muhammad Abacha v. State. At this stage, I am of the opinion that to make or take a stand on the bail application without first hearing and determining the issue that is glaring in the face, which is the absence of the defendant from the court since 25th of April 2017 until he was produced on the 29th of June. My lord, which was exactly what the Supreme Court did. They said that he did not jump bail. These criminals came to my house to kill me. That's what the Supreme Court said. This is in your own court, my lord. So I cannot understand, my lord, why my trial will be conducted contrary to the Constitution of Nigeria that said I must have free and unfettered access to my counsel. It's here. This is the law of Nigeria. anyị wee tụle ya onye si na agata anyị ahụhụ ma ọ bụ na anyị fee arụsị anyị wee na-efe arụsị iwe were iwe gị na ọnụma gị wee bịa leta anyị ụmụ anyị wee na-anwụsị ụfọdụ nọ n'ụzọ ije ha anaghị alọta ụlọ ọzọ nne na nna wee na-ata ahụhụ wee na-ata ikikere eze nwaanyị kunie ka ọ gaa ubi gaa rụọ ọrụ Fulani chiri ehi bata ebe ala gị niile n'iyi okwu ebepụ ya isi anyị bụ ka anyị kpọpụ onye nwe anyị n'ugwu Awụsa ahụ ejide anyị wee gbuo ihe ọbụla anyị mara aka n'ime ha si maka ha aga n'ihu elekwa ọdụ ụgbọ mmiri n'igwe ọcha bụ ememiri agha nke dị na Kalaba otu aka ahụ anyị na-ala nsọ ebe Biafra bụ ndị kọstọm sokwenye anyị n'etiti anyị anọghị n'ime mmiri kama kọstọm juru ebe niile ha wee na-ata anyị ahụhụ anyị kwuo ekwesịpụta anyị ka kpọchie anyị kwuo ekwesịpụta anyị ka gbagbuo anyị onye nwe anyị na Chineke na nke bi n'igwe ọ bụ ụzọ dị anya ka isi wee hụ ndị iro anyị n'anya wee karịa ndị nke gị akwa anyị bụ ụmụ Chineke akwa ọba aha anyị ka anyị na-aza akwa ọba anyị nwe na-aza ike Chukwu akwa ọba anyị nwe na-aza amara Chineke akwa ọba anyị nwe na-aza Chisom akwa ọba anyị nwe na-aza Chizọba nna nke dị nsọ onye ime eluigwe dịka otu onye iro dị na anyị bụ ụmụ gị bịa ka iwe zọpụta anyị bịa ka iwe napụta anyị n'aka ajọ ihe bịa ka iwe lụọrọ anyị ọgụ bịa ka iwe tịtụ ozu ọ bụ ọkọwa mgbe emilere Goliath Chineke nna nke igwe wee memiri Fero sikwa otu a mee ka Fero bụ ọgụzọ n'ihu ụmụ ndị IPOB ka o wee taa akọkọ ikuni ọtọ ọzọ ị ga na-edu anyị n'ụzọ niile nke ezi omume ọ bụla adịghị na anyị na-aga ndagwurugwu onyinye ọnwụ ọ bụ gụ nwa bụ ekekere n'igwe n'ụwa onye ọbụla kere gị nweghị mmalite nweghị ọgwụgwụ kama anyị onwe anyị bụ anọkpa ahụ ofu ụbọchị anyị ga-anwụ n'ezie kama marakwa na okwu gị na-anọgide ego mgbe ebighị ebi ọ bụ ya mere anyị ji were gị n'anya isi anyị wee na-asị nna nke dị nsọ bịa ka iwe gosi anyị Biafra na ndụ na-abụghị n'ọnwụ bịa ka iwe mee ka ebe gị na amara gị wee kpuchiri anyị ka uwe bịa ka iwe zọpụta ndị nke gị bịa ka iwe mee ka Biafra wee bịa ka anyị na-ewetụta na nsọpụrụ na ịja mma site n'aha gị onye bụ Chukwu nke abịa ma
Ise. Welcome, Biafrans. Welcome. I welcome each and every one of you Biafrans to this evening here on this platform, IPOB Western Cape Media TV. Welcome, and as I welcome you, I want you to welcome others, welcome your friends, your relatives, welcome your neighbors, welcome both friends and enemies of Biafra. I welcome you this evening that, today that Chukwu Okebema has created. Today is Monday, 28th of May, 2024. As you're joining us this evening, remember to share this program. Remember to share it in all the platforms where you belong. Share it on your Facebook page, on your Instagram channel, page, your YouTube channel, even your X page. Share this program, like and comment. Like and comment. That is all you can do to support us in this our effort to see that Biafra is actualized. So I welcome each and every one of you as you have seated to listen to us this wonderful evening. I thank you for joining us. As usual, we appreciate your company. We are humbled, and we are so happy that you make it as a duty to always come to listen to us. Here in this platform, we mean business. We are here to restore Biafra. We are here to fight for the future of our children. So we are not here for child's play. So as you are joining us, I want you to know that this is the ideal platform where if you want to be educative, I mean, this platform is so educative that when you want to be educated on things that has to do with this struggle for Biafra, you have to be here. And you have to be here. So anytime you find yourself as one of those listening to us, know it that you are indeed the chosen one. It means you are going to be part of those to see Biafra. It means that you are indeed a genuine Biafran. And it means that you are follower and believer of Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. So I welcome you this evening, lovers of freedom all over the world. No matter where you are viewing us from this evening, we welcome you all. So today, today is 20th of May. Our leader just left the court not long ago. And already the news is everywhere. We already know the outcome of today's outing. It was shambolic as usual. You know one thing about the Zoological Republic is that they can never disappoint you. They can never disappoint you. We can write even what will happen in the zoo in the next 1 year, and it will happen exactly the way that we prescribe it. They can never disappoint you. Zoo is a lawless place, it's a lawless country without law, that does not obey the rule of law. Their constitution does not mean anything to them. They do not respect nor uphold their own constitution. That is Zoological Republic for you. And that is why we are fighting to free ourselves, our people, from that contraption. We can never be part of a country that does not have rule of law. We can never be part of a country that do not respect their own constitution. We cannot be part of a country that does not respect their own international treaties. Nigeria is worse than a zoo. It's worse than a zoo. It's quite unfortunate. Today, justice was murdered by BINTA and NYAKO. I told BINTA and NYAKO one thing. I told her that, you see this Mazen Nnamdi Kanu's case is going to be the end of her career. This case of Mazen Nnamdi Kanu is going to see to the end of BINTA and NYAKO's career. I said it, and it is playing out right before us. BINTA and NYAKO has proven beyond every reasonable doubt that she is different when it comes to Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. She doesn't give a damn. She don't care. BINTA and NYAKO has, because of Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, has broken the oath of her office. She broke the oath of her office. They broke the code of conduct of judiciary of Nigeria. She broke the constitution of Nigeria. BINTA and NYAKO has broken every rules, every record. BINTA and NYAKO has set a pace. She has set a Guinness Book of Record in Nigeria. And I don't think that in the history of Nigeria there will be any other judge that could attempt what BINTA and NYAKO has done, because BINTA and NYAKO is going to be used to set an example, because we are going to pursue her until her career is finally over, messed. Because today she has proven that she is not impartial. BINTA and NYAKO has decided this case. BINTA and NYAKO has decided this case. She has decided what she wants to do. which is against the oath of her office, which is against the code of conduct of the judiciary of Nigeria. As a judge, as officer of the judiciary, BINTA NYAKO has broken a record that nobody, no judge in Nigeria will ever attempt to break it. Her record. BINTA NYAKO has shown every sign of impropriety. BINTA NYAKO has shown every sign of impropriety. She has shown this sign, and it is quite unfortunate that we are where we are today. But one thing for sure is that at the end of the day, BINTA NYAKO is going to regret every action that you see her taking today. In this case, I've told BINTA NYAKO in the past to resign, disqualify yourself from this case, because you don't have what it takes. You are corrupt. You are a quota system judge. So disqualify yourself from this case. You have shown partiality in this case. You have messed with the oath of office you took. So because of these things, you must resign from this case. You have personal interest in this case. So because of these reasons, BINTA NYAKO shouldn't be part of this trial or this case in the first place. So because she refused to resign or to disqualify herself, she is going to be disgraced out of this case and her career, and that will be the end of her career as a judge in Nigeria. Well, before we continue this evening, let me tell you where you are, fellow Biafrans. This is IPOB Western Cape Media TV. Here, we speak nothing but the truth. We are without fear or favor. We are fearless before our enemies. We are not here to represent any individual, but to represent and to defend our fatherland, Biafra. Because for us, it is Biafra today, tomorrow, and forever. If you are offended by our result, we have no apologies for that. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB, worldwide. And his position is incontestable. IPOB is here to restore Biafra, and we are not going to be swayed until Biafra is restored. Welcome to IPOB Western Cape Media TV, saying it the way it is. As always, we are here to do the job of Chukwu Okike Abiama. That is what we are here to do. The job that Chukwu Okike Abiama sent us to do, we are not doing it without, we are doing it without fear, we are doing it without favor. We are not afraid of you. Don't think that we are afraid of you. Chukwu Okike Abiama sent us, and we are here to do that which he has asked us, or he has sent us to do. So we are not afraid of you. That is why here we speak the truth, we speak to power. We tell you everything that needs to be, that you need to hear. It's up to you now to take it or leave it. So, this evening, we have come to expose BINTA NYAKO the more. We're about to tell you or to show the world the complicity of BINTA NYAKO. I've come to show the world the reason BINTA NYAKO is not fit as a judge. We are here to show you the reason, the world reason we said that BINTA NYAKO must be taken out of this case. She doesn't have any real business with this case. In this case, he doesn't have any business in this case. But we shall continue. I bring you greetings, fellow Biafrans, from my coordinator, Mazi Innocent Alia. Mazi Innocent Alia is the IPOB Western Cape Zone Coordinator. Mazi Innocent Alia is working assiduously to see that Biafra is restored. He has come to sacrifice everything sacrificable. Has sacrificed his money, his time, his spirit, his soul, his everything that has to do with him. And he's not about to give up, not today, until Biafra is restored. And let me remind you again, there are people who parade themselves as, there is somebody who is parading himself as IPOB Western Cape Western Cape coordinator. He's an intruder who has come through the back door against the dictates of IPOB Code of Conduct. Anything IPOB Code of Conduct does not support is totally unacceptable, is prohibitable, and we are not going to accept it. So anybody who comes to you in the name of IPOB Western Cape coordinator, the first thing you must ask that person is, who are you? What is your name? Remember, the only IPOB Western Cape representative you have here in this zone is, his name is Mazi Innocent Alia. Any other name you hear, disregard it. He's a scammer, a criminal, and an intruder. You must disregard such person. I bring greetings to you, lovers of freedom all over the world, from the coordinators we have here in this zone. I bring you greetings from all the executive of IPOB Western Cape zone. I want to assure you that we are here and we are determined to restore Biafra. We are followers of IPOB Code of Conduct. We are not like BINTA NYAKO, who disregard and bastardized the Code of Conduct of the judiciary of Nigeria. We, as IPOB, we are disciplined enough to follow the dictates and adhere, as always, to IPOB Code of Conduct. That is what we do, and that is what we continue to do. We will obey our laws. That is what will make Biafra a different country. Because in Biafra, our laws, our rule of law must be followed, must be obeyed all the time. There will be no exceptional, there will be no condition. As long as you live in the land of Biafra, you must obey the country's rule. The country's laws. That is what Biafra is. It doesn't matter who you are, whether you are a judge, whether you are not, whether you are a police officer, whether you are a politician. In Biafra, everybody is equal under the law. That is what it is. And we are practicing it. That is why IPOB Code of Conduct is held so high. And we have sworn to follow it to the letter. That is what makes IPOB Western Cape exceptional. That is what has kept us at a distinct position amongst other family members of IPOB all over the world. We continue to hold and regard IPOB Code of Conduct as a very big integral part of this struggle. Without it, there is no headway. Fellow Biafrans, my name is Mazo Ebuchi. I am your host, and by the special grace of Chukwu Okike Abiama, I am the Parklands Unit Coordinator, and I say to you, fellow Biafrans, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night to some of you, depend where you are viewing us from this evening. I'm happy to be here, just like as always. But I'm not fully, I'm happy seeing, but not happy. If you look at me, you'll understand by my body language that I am a bit weak. But one thing for sure is that Biafra is a duty we all answered. Willingly, voluntarily, we answered this call. So, because we answered this call voluntarily, we will always do that which is needful. It doesn't matter the state of your mind. You must make sure that you place the need for Biafra above every other need. That is why I'm here this evening. If not for it, I wouldn't be here, because I was weakened by the outcome of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's appearance in court today. I was very, very down. My spirit was down. But I encouraged myself on Biafra. I remember that as a freedom fighter, the road is not always rosy. The road is always tough. And it is only the tough that will keep on moving. If you look at what is happening in IPOB family today, you find out that this is nothing but a fact. If you are a weakling, you do not have business with freedom fighting. Freedom fighting is better left for those who are resilient, who are determined. If you said you are fighting for Biafra, you must place Biafra above every other need. Because the truth is that without Biafra, without actualizing Biafra, without achieving Biafra, without restoring Biafra, you are a loser, you are a failure, a total failure, complete failure. And you must know that. The earlier you understand what Biafra means to us, the earlier you understand the purpose for fighting for this battle, you will never understand the spiritual aspect of it. If we do not restore Biafra, we are simply labeled failures, and that is what we are. So the only thing that we restore our dignity back is that we restore Biafra, because we have lost. Look at what is happening to our leader today. Look at it. Does it mean that Nigeria, does it mean to you that Nigeria cares? Nigeria have shown every act of reluctance. They don't care. They don't give a damn. They will keep doing what they are doing, because to them, they are punishing these people that identify themselves as Biafrans. They want to show us that we are nothing. They are trying to prove to us that we are nothing. That is the only thing they are trying to do. They are daring us, telling us we cannot do anything. That is what Nigeria is doing. That is what Nigeria is showing us. That is what their actions is echoing. to us. And we are nothing. Every time, every day, every week, every hour, every month, we are on social media exposing Nigeria. But Nigeria does not even give a damn. But you see this battle, like I always say, Nigeria will never win it. They are only wasting everybody's time, both their own time. But you see this battle, whether Nigeria want it or not, Biafra will come. But the problem is, how will the Biafra come? How will it come? That is the unanswered question. Will Nigeria experience a peaceful exit of Biafra? Or will they experience a very, very terrible exit of Biafra? This decision is left for Nigeria to take. We as Biafrans, as peace-loving people, we have decided that peace is the best. But in the absence of peace, you know what will happen. We are following Nigeria so that Nigeria could think, reason, and take the right decision that will favor everybody. But it seems as if they do not care. They see our gentleness as weakness, as a cowardice. This is exactly what Nigeria takes us for. But one thing is that the end is what justifies the means. At the end of this battle, at the end of this journey, we shall see. But I just ask, I just pray that it does not degenerate to where people will begin to lose their lives. So this evening, I'm here to talk about the court outcome today. And I've played the video today, the video of the outcome of the court today, but I will try to play it again the second time. Yes, let me bring it to the screen. Let me paste it on the screen now.
Terrorism Prohibition and Prevention Act says that cannot be tried in Nigeria. That's the law of Nigeria. Yes.
Now, that is Mazi Nnamdi Kanu speaking to the press after the shenanigans, you know. So he was addressing the press and also addressing the Nigerian government and BINTA, NYAKO, their stooge or their puppets, whatever. So let us listen to what Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has to say in regards to the did I remove it? Yes, I did. Now, let us listen and hear what Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has to say. Let us go.
Can never be tried in any court of law in Nigeria. That's what the law says. Anybody standing in trial or coming to try me is a terrorist. That's what their law says. Not me.
You know, we have been saying this. We know all these things. What Mazi Nnamdi Kanu said here, we have been saying it. We know about it. Nigerian government also understood this perfectly. Nigerian government understood that they are helpless. They understood that they are helpless in this case. And that is the reason they have been running round the circle all this while. For the past three years, you went to kidnap Mazi Nnamdi Kanu from Kenya. And immediately you brought him back, you made a turn around and changed his what? His charges, the charges that made you to go after him, to kidnap him. Immediately you got him, the first thing you did was to change, remove that charges and brought new charges. That alone has told you everything that you need to know in this case. Nigeria is only scrambling. They are scrambling for something that they can use to hold down Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. But the only problem is that they could not hold anything against Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. So now, after they've kidnapped him, one would have thought that they would have fastened and make his trial to be a bit faster. At least they have every evidence to convict him. So if they have every evidence to convict Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, what they should do is to make sure that his trial commences immediately. But because they do not have anything on the table, the only thing that they have now is their lawlessness. Because it's because of the lawlessness of Nigeria, that is why they are keeping Mazi Nnamdi Kanu in detention when, in actual sense, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu should be freed. Nigerian government understood that immediately they restored the bail of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, this case they have been defeated. They understood that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu cannot answer any case, taking into account the manner in which he was brought back to Nigeria. Supreme Appeal Court of Nigeria made the assertions that it is wrong, it is criminal, it is against the law, it is prohibited, and the extraordinary rendition without extradition is out. It is what? It's out of order. It is out of order. Now, after the Appeal Court made that assertions, Supreme Court followed. Supreme Court also told Nigeria that they committed crime by going to kidnap Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Supreme Court told them that it is also prohibited, that it is also a terrorist act for them to go and kidnap Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and brought him back to Nigeria without extradition order. Nigeria did not follow the right process in bringing Mazi Nnamdi Kanu back to Nigeria, and they understood it perfectly. So they understood that before any trial could commence, you have to explain to the world, to the judge, and to everyone that cares to hear how Mazi Nnamdi Kanu managed to come back to Nigeria. Without solving that equation, trial will not commence. So the Nigerian government understood it perfectly. BINTA, NYAKO, the puppet, understood it perfectly. That is why she is going against the rulings of the Supreme Court of Nigeria. That is also the reason she is going against the code of conduct of the judiciary of Nigeria. So BINTA, NYAKO is breaking every rules with her infamous stance, which are infamous actions in this case of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. BINTA NYAKO is better be likened as a terrorist. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has just said it. If you allow him to be tried in your court, that means you are a terrorist. He was not speaking on his own volition. He is only speaking according to the Nigerian Constitution. It's not out of his own evolution. It is according to the Nigerian Constitution. You cannot try Mazi Nnamdi Kanu under the illegality that Nigeria has committed. You can never gain in your own evil. You can't change wrong to good, but you can make right the wrong by doing what? By going through the process of restitution. Nigerian government should be apologizing to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, not persecuting him. But as the case may be today, Nigerian government is persecuting Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, going against the Constitution of Nigeria. So now let us listen to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, what Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has to say after the court. Before I want to show you something so you understand when I say that BINTA NYAKO is going to has already messed her career up. She has messed her life, her career, her reputation has been dragged on the mud because of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. And more damages is coming as long as she continues to hold Mazi Nnamdi Kanu against the Nigerian Constitution. Now it is between BINTA NYAKO and the Nigerian Constitution. We shall see who will win at the end of the day. We shall see if it is Nigerian Constitution that will come first or BINTA NYAKO, who is fighting the Constitution of Nigeria. Let us see if BINTA NYAKO is beyond and above the Nigerian Constitution and the judiciary of Nigeria entirely.
As simple as that. Section 2, subsection 3F of Terrorism Prevention and Prohibition Act. That's what it says. Any cause considered to try me is committed an act of terrorism. Yes. Very clear. You cannot violate a treaty that Nigeria entered into and then come to try that very person is not done anywhere in the world. So you must be aware of that. So that is.
You cannot violate a treaty that Nigeria entered and come back. Okay. Let me take it back a bit.
So you must be aware of that. So that is why there is all these ridiculous delays. That is what Supreme Court said. I did not jump bail. My is not done anywhere in the world. So you must be aware of that. So that is why there is all these ridiculous. Clear. You cannot violate a treaty that Nigeria entered into and then come to try that very person is not done anywhere in the world.
You cannot violate the treaty that Nigeria entered into and come back to try that person. You cannot violate the treaty that Nigeria signed, entered, and come back to try that person. First, you should be tried, not that person. Nigerian government and those who committed this act of going against the treaties that Nigeria entered should be the one in that dock, not Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. They should be there before the judge answering questions. They should be there telling the judge the reason that they went against the treaties that Nigeria entered. That should have been the case. It is Malami and the agent of Nigeria that carried out that infamous act of kidnapping an extraordinary rendition of Mazi Kanu that should be on the dock answering the questions, not Mazi Kanu. They should be the one on trial, not Mazi Kanu. Mazi Kanu was simply a victim of circumstance here. He is a victim of the lawlessness of Nigeria. Mazi Kanu is only but a victim here. You left those who committed acts that goes against Nigerian laws and treaties. You left them, and you are now trying someone whom is but a victim on this case. That is what Mazi Kanu is saying, and that is what it is. Why is Nigerian government, BINTA NYAKO, not requesting to know how Mazi Kanu was brought back to Nigeria? Why is she not interested? Why is she indifferent when it comes to Mazi Kanu? Supreme Court of Nigeria made the same statement. They said that BINTA NYAKO is indifferent when it comes to Mazi Kanu. Why is she so? Why is she doing that? Why is BINTA NYAKO partial in this case? You want to try Mazi Kanu when in actual sense it is Malami and former the impostor Buhari and all the officials that worked under him to commit this infamous act of kidnapping and the extraordinary rendition of Mazi Kanu. They should be the one in the dock, not Mazi Kanu, for goodness sake, not Mazi Kanu. And Nigerian government understood these things. That is why it is now difficult for them to commence this trial. Leave all these things that they do. The reason why they're obstructing every move made by Mazi Kanu to make them, to make sure that this trial commences, they keep obstructing it by not giving him access to his freedom. First, according to the Supreme Court of Nigeria, Mazi Kanu did not jump bail. Mazi Kanu did not jump bail. If Mazi Kanu did not jump bail, why is his bail revoked? I heard BINTA NYAKO saying that for her, Mazi Kanu jumped bail. BINTA NYAKO, it is not to you. It is not about what you think. It is about what is on your table. It is not about what BINTA NYAKO thinks, but what is there on her table. Supreme Court of Nigeria told her that Mazi Kanu did not jump bail. Rectify this and restore his bail so that he could regain his freedom. BINTA NYAKO, you insisted that Mazi Kanu jumped bail. Are you a judge or you are a prosecutor? In this case, BINTA NYAKO is acting as a judge and a prosecutor put together, which is purely against the code of conduct of Nigerian judiciary. I will be bringing it to you so that you see. Now let us continue listening.
So you must be aware of that. So that is why there is all these ridiculous delays. That is what Supreme Court said. I did not jump bail. My home was invaded. They came to kill me and I survived.
Why is BINTA NYAKO not interested on this thing that Mazi Kanu keep hammering on? Not only that Mazi Kanu hammered on it, Supreme Court of Nigeria also hammered on it. Appeal Court of Nigeria also hammered on it. The state court, the Federal High Court in Abia State, Enugu State, all these courts kept hammering on this, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu did not jump bell. His house was invaded. His life was under threat. He had to do what? To run away to secure and save himself. Now, all this court agreed that this is the fact, but only BINTA and NYAKO that is not concurring. Something is wrong here. If all these judges, all these courts is standing on one side and BINTA on the other, that means that somebody is doing something and somebody is not genuine here. And it is not far-fetched. BINTA NYAKO is not genuine. BINTA NYAKO is a criminal. BINTA NYAKO is a corrupt judge. BINTA NYAKO is a terrorist. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu keeps saying it. My house was invaded. Does it mean that BINTA NYAKO does not have the video on her table? Does it mean that BINTA NYAKO does not believe the appeal court, a higher court above her? Does it mean that BINTA NYAKO does not believe the report of the Supreme Court of Nigeria? Is that what BINTA NYAKO is saying? That the Supreme Court should go to hell? What is that? What is propelling this BINTA NYAKO? Is greater than the eyes can meet. BINTA NYAKO is showing signs of being impropriety, and somebody is pushing her. Somebody is urging her to continue. Somebody is assuring her that she will be protected. But let me tell BINTA NYAKO, you can run, but you cannot hide. You know what? At the end of the day, justice must be delivered as far as this case is concerned.
They came to Kenya to kidnap me, brought me back to this country and seeking to try me, which the law says cannot happen. You cannot violate a treaty that Nigeria entered into and then hope to stand on that illegality to conduct a trial. Is not done anywhere in the world. I'm having my case. Nobody had, there's no exception. No exception whatsoever. That's what the law says. Section 12 of the Constitution, what does it say? Any treaty ratified by Nigeria becomes law. It's law. You cannot change it.
Did you hear it? We keep saying this before today. We are only here to re-echo it from the mouth of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Any treaty that Nigeria entered becomes a law in Nigeria. We have said it here time without number. We have said it here, and that is why I do not understand the stance of the Supreme Court of Nigeria. Appeal Court got it 100%. They said for the fact that Nigeria has broken the treaties they entered, they have lost every moral right, every right to try Mazi Nnamdi Kanu in this case. Appeal Court said it. We were expecting the Supreme Court of Nigeria to uphold this judgment. But unfortunately, Supreme Court said that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu should go back to stand trial. Stand trial on illegality. Are you saying that for the fact that Nigeria broke their own laws, that it is not enough for them to lose whatever that they were chasing that made them to break the law? It is just like when a man comes to do his lawful duty. For instance, as a police officer, you are coming to arrest somebody who has no gun, who has no machete, who has no weapon. You just entered without speaking to him and reading his arrest warrant to him. You shot his legs. You remove one of his eyes, cut off one of his hands in the name of I am arresting him. In the name of I am arresting him, my people, will that police officer lose? He will not only lose his job, he will go to jail, and that person will go free. You cannot use illegality to obtain anything in the name of legality. No, a thief is a thief. An armed robber is an armed robber. It does not matter whether you are robbing in the name of God. If you are caught in the act, you will be tried as an armed robber. You will not say that, no, it is God who sent me to go and rob. You will not say, no, it's the president who sent me to go and rob. Immediately you were caught, law will take its place. In this issue, in this case of Mazi Kanu, Nigeria is the armed robber. Nigeria is the kidnapper here. The government of Nigeria has kidnapped Mazi and they have been caught in the act. What should be their gain? What should be their what should be their reward? Their reward should be they should be facing trial, not Mazi Kanu that they committed this crime against him. But BINTA NYAKO is not interested. BINTA NYAKO does not care. Whatever Mazi Kanu is saying here does not concern BINTA NYAKO. What BINTA NYAKO wants is to carry out her pre-planned or pre-programmed trial. BINTA NYAKO wants to carry out her pre-programmed trial. Already she has written her judgment. She has written the sentence. She has written it and put it down. Whatever outcome from this case or from Mazi Kanu and his defense, whatever defense that Mazi Kanu and his legal team are putting in place does not concern BINTA NYAKO, because already BINTA NYAKO has pre-programmed, written down her judgment and sentence.
It doesn't matter what they do. All these shenanigans is just pure rubbish. You never stand. Not with me. Okay. I believe in justice and fairness. That's all. Nigeria is signed to extradite, not to rendition.
Now you have heard it. That was today. That was happening today. It was happening today, and we all watched it. And as usual, our hearts was bleeding. Our hearts was bleeding. Now, I was making statements, talking about code of conduct this, code of conduct that. Well, I was not just talking. I was not just talking. There is what is called code of conduct, which BINTA NYAKO should be working with, should be following. But you know what? BINTA NYAKO is not following the code of conduct of judiciary. Now, I'll be reading it to you. Now, this, I have it here, the code of conduct of Nigeria judiciary. The code of conduct of Nigeria judiciary. Now, preamble says, I'm reading now, preamble. Whereas an independent, strong, respected, and respectable judiciary is indispensable for the impartial administration of justice in a democratic state. Underline the word democratic state as Nigeria portrays herself. Nigeria portrays herself as a democratic state, but in their conduct, democracy is absent. Now let us continue. And whereas a judicial officer should actively participate in establishing, maintaining, enforcing, and himself observing a high standard of code, high standard of conduct, so that the integrity and respect for the independence of the judiciary may be preserved. What BINTA is doing today is contrary from what I just read today, because BINTA in her conduct is not showing any integrity or respect. It's not going to make the world to see to see Nigerian judiciary as a respected, respectable arms of the government. They are not BINTA is not portraying anything of such. BINTA is simply dragging the Nigerian judiciary through the mud by her actions. And I continue. And whereas the judiciary duties of a judicial officer, which include all the duties of his office prescribed by law, take precedence over all his other activities, and whereas it is desirable that standard of conduct which a judicial officer should observe be prescribed and published for the information of the judicial officer himself and the public in general, so that the objectives set in this preamble may be achieved. Thereof, this code of conduct for judicial officers of the Federal Republic of Nigeria is hereby adopted. Explanation. In this code of conduct, the term judicial officer shall mean a holder of the office of Chief Justice of Nigeria, a justice of the Supreme Court, the president or justice of the Court of Appeal, the chief judge or judge of the Federal High Court of a state and of the Federal Capital Territory, Abuja, the Grand Cadi or Cadi of the Sharia law of appeal of a state and of the Federal Capital Territory, Abuja, the president or judge of a customary court of appeal of a state and of the Federal Capital Territory, Abuja, and includes the holder of a similar office in any inferior court whatsoever. The code applies to all categories of judicial officers throughout the Federation, including BINTA, including her court. Violation of any of the rules contained in this code shall constitute judicial misconduct or misbehavior and may entail disciplinary actions. What is BINTA doing? now is she is constituting judicial misconduct. And because of this, she is going to face disciplinary action when the time comes. What I'm reading is the code of conduct that BINTA and NYAKO should be working with. In this code of conduct, BINTA and NYAKO's position is has been mapped out how what she should and should not do when it comes to handling case in Nigerian courts. Now, rules. In the performance of his duty, a judicial officer shall observe the following rules. Now, a judicial officer shall avoid impropriety and the appearance of impropriety in all his activities. What is this impropriety all about? What is it saying? What is it trying to explain to us? Now, let me tell you, let me define this impropriety for you and its appearances or its activities. You know, when you use this term, impropriety in law. Now, listen. It means, I ask, what is the evidence of impropriety? Now it says, an appearance of impropriety occurs when reasonable minds with knowledge of all the relevant circumstances disclosed by a reasonable inquiry would conclude that the judge's honesty, integrity, impartiality, temperament, or fitness to serve as a judge is impaired. That is it. And this is exactly what BINTA NYAKO, whatever her name is the message, the signal she is sending, that she does not have the capacity and capability to continue with this case. Now, the rules I read. 1, a judicial officer shall respect and comply with the laws of the land and should conduct himself at all times in a manner that promotes public confidence in the integrity and impartiality of the judiciary. My people, what BINTA NYAKO is doing today is she promoting or drawing Nigerian judicial integrity to the mud? BINTA NYAKO is simply showing the world that Nigerian judiciary does not have any integrity in them. That is exactly what BINTA NYAKO is doing. BINTA NYAKO is showing the world that Nigerian judiciary does not have any integrity in it. That is it. Now, social relationship. A judicial officer must avoid social relationships that are improper or give rise to an appearance of impropriety that casts doubt on the judicial officer's ability to decide cases impartially or that bring disrepute to the judiciary. A judicial officer must avoid social relationships that are improper or give rise to an appearance of impropriety that cast doubt on the judicial officer's ability to decide cases impartially or that bring disrepute to the judiciary. My people, we have even Supreme Court of Nigeria has affirmed that BINTA NYAKO is a suspect, that her impartiality is being suspected. They are the suspect. Everybody. We are not the only ones suspecting BINTA NYAKO in this case. Even the Supreme Court judges, justices, also place a question mark on BINTA NYAKO's impartiality. BINTA NYAKO has this code of conduct with her as a judge in Nigerian state. But BINTA NYAKO is going against the same code of conduct that she signed to obey. Appeal Court said that, Supreme Court ruled that BINTA NYAKO is showing signs of partiality and that she is a suspect. And the code of conduct of the judiciary of Nigeria made it very, very clear that as a judge, you must not show any sign of impropriety. You must not show any sign of partiality. You must not bring, question mark on the judiciary of Nigeria, on the judiciary of Nigeria's integrity. BINTA NYAKO is today destroying, tearing apart, drawing the Nigerian judiciary through the mud, and they are not doing anything. All of them are seated watching BINTA NYAKO, dragging them through the mud. I have gone through this code of conduct to see where BINTA NYAKO derives the temerity to question and to go against the rulings of the Supreme Court of Nigeria. I could not find it. I have gone through this code of conduct to see where BINTA NYAKO was given the right to do whatever she likes as a judge. I could not find it. Now, I will read Rules 2, Adjudicative duties. Adjudicative duties. 1. A judicial officer shall be true and faithful to the Constitution and the law, uphold the cause of justice by abiding with the provisions of the Constitution and the law, and should acquire and maintain professional competence. Two, a judicial officer must avoid the abuse of the power of issuing interim injunctions as ex parte. 3. In judicial proceedings, a judicial officer should maintain order and decorum. Now, these are the lines that BINTA NYAKO should be following. in this case today of the can, could somebody tell me, show me any decorum that BINTA NYAKO is showing? Can anybody show me if BINTA NYAKO is maintaining the order? You show me if BINTA NYAKO is faithful to the Constitution of Nigeria, because there is proof that she is daring, she is going against the provisions in the Constitution of Nigeria. BINTA NYAKO is going against the provisions in the Constitution of Nigeria, whereas she should be true and faithful to the same Constitution, not going against its provisions. Oh, BINTA NYAKO is a disgrace. She is a disgrace. I'm trying to select points in this code of conduct according to what we are treating. There are a lot of things here, but I'm not going to reading all of them. I will just pick the points that has to do with what we are treating this evening. So now, let me go to another part. What is it? This one is saying, what is it saying? Now, disqualification. Disqualification. A judicial officer should disqualify himself in a proceeding in which his impartiality might reasonably be questioned, including but not limited to the instances where now, did you hear this? Is BINTA NYAKO's impartiality not questionable? The Supreme Court judges already questions her impartiality. BINTA NYAKO, if she had anything left in her, should have, like last year, quit, disqualified herself from this case. Now, I'm going to read it again. Disqualification. A judicial officer should disqualify himself in a proceeding in which his impartiality might be reasonably be questioned. This particular issue, BINTA NYAKO is being questioned, her impartiality is being questioned by the Supreme Court justices. Now, A said he has personal bias or prejudice concerning a party or personal knowledge of facts in disputes. They are now writing, putting down reasons she must disqualify herself. If she have any of these, if she have interest, if she will be biased, if she know anything about the case that she's going to be in charge, she must disqualify herself. Because in her rulings, she do not supposed to have any kind of bias. But in this case of BINTA NYAKO, already the Supreme Court justices has detected some signs of impartiality on BINTA NYAKO, and they have placed her unquestioned. They have questioned her impartiality. They have questioned BINTA NYAKO's impartiality. They have questioned BINTA NYAKO's impartiality. What is BINTA NYAKO still doing in this case? BINTA NYAKO does not have any business in this case of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. This is the, what's it called? The Code of Conduct of the Judiciary of Nigeria. They have a lot of them, a whole lot. I'm not going to go through that. I just picked these ones so that you understand what we are fighting against. You understand why we speak the way we speak. You understand why we are calling BINTA NYAKO out all the time to honorably resign from this case. Because she has proven beyond every reasonable doubt that she is not impartial, that she is partial in this case. And if you are partial in a case, you are not going to deliver any sound judgment. And we have come to understand that BINTA NYAKO is not going to deliver any kind of sound judgment on this case of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. And that is why we are calling on BINTA NYAKO to resign, disqualify yourself on this case, disqualify yourself and save your face. BINTA NYAKO is corrupt, just like her husband and her son. That, it's a family of corrupt people. It's a family of corrupt people. BINTA NYAKO has proven that you cannot be good when everybody around you is bad. BINTA NYAKO came from a family where corruption runs in their blood. Therefore, BINTA NYAKO has brought that corruption to Nigerian judiciary, undermining her oath of office. BINTA NYAKO is undermining the Nigerian constitution. BINTA NYAKO undermines the code of conduct of Nigerian judiciary. BINTA NYAKO is a corrupt judge. She's a corrupt judge. And I keep asking, and I keep saying it, is it not the time for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's legal team to act, to seek for a change of judge? I think it should be hashtag BINTA NYAKO must go. That is what it is. Somebody that is neutral should come and take over this case. A neutral judge should come and take over this case. BINTA NYAKO is not neutral. BINTA NYAKO is partial. BINTA NYAKO has taken side. BINTA NYAKO has already prepared her judgment. A judgment to deliver on this case. I think there is a place in this code of conduct where it talked about this particular, where a judge should not prepare a case, a judgment before the case is concluded. But this BINTA NYAKO has already concluded. She has already written the judgment. She has already written judgment on this case. I don't know if I can find it, because this is a whole lot. I can't read everything. I don't have that strength this evening to start reading all these things in this code of conduct. But I know there is a place in this code of conduct that talked about concluding a case before trial, which is exactly what BINTA NYAKO is doing. I know BINTA NYAKO has a lot to protect. She has a lot to gain in this case. But we are here to expose her evil intentions. We are here to expose BINTA NYAKO's evil intention. She should never succeed. BINTA NYAKO, you will not succeed. Not on our watch. Not on our my people, I cannot find this, so I will let it be. If I know that I will be scrambling for it, I would have marked it. But in this case, I cannot. So, by the way, let us continue. So now, we will be waiting for BINTA NYAKO's next move. We will be waiting for her next move. I don't know. I didn't hear nobody heard about when next this case will be coming up. We haven't, but we'll be waiting to hear. We're waiting to hear when this case will be coming up. I have something that I want to also touched this this evening. You know, a lot has happened in this struggle, and or rather, a lot is happening in this struggle, and so many people are showing their true colors. You know, one thing that I came to understand is that you know, in this struggle, so many people have different motives. You know, that is why you should not trust anybody. Only trust yourself. Do not say, I trust this person, because that person may have different opinion. I mean, different motive. Yes. You may think that this person is with me on this issue. I mean, in this freedom fighting movement, not knowing that he has different motive. Some people do not believe in that Biafra can be restored. Some people do not believe that. Not outsiders, but those in the same struggle. And that is like, I keep asking myself, so if you do not believe, why are you here in the first place? Why are you part of this struggle? Were you sent to destroy this struggle, IPOB? Were you sent to destabilize IPOB? What is your reason? Because, excuse me. I'm trying to get this. the video on the. So, like I was saying, if you don't believe in this struggle, why are you here? You do not believe in what we are doing. Do not believe that Biafra is achievable. Why are you here? And you are not even here minding your business, but you are here pulling down, trying to pull down those who are trying to restore Biafra for us. Because from their confession, some of them you will understand or you will believe with me that they do not have hope at all that Biafra could be restored. You would agree with me that they do not believe that this Biafra restoration is possible. So they believe that let us keep pushing, let us keep trying, let us keep wasting their time, let us keep deceiving them until when they are tired, they will go. Where is this guy now? So annoying. Yes. I just want to show you this. Aganem. We are not going to give up. Now, listen to this guy. You can see him. You know who he is? His name, whatever. What is this called? He said his name is Methuselah. He said his name is Methuselah. He said his name is Methuselah. So now listen. This is him hosting his program, and someone called him, and a question was thrown to him, and he has a response to give. Now we have to let us listen to his response. All these people coming out to rant and telling our people they are doing something on the ground. Mass, these people are cowardice. Oh, no, not this one, but it's in the same program. But this one, this also is eye opener. You know, one thing that you must know is that there's nothing like when you are doing something and you know what you are doing. Like you are truthful to yourself. Because first you have to be truthful to yourself before you can be truthful to others. If you are not truthful to yourself, it is difficult for you to be truthful to others. When Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was kidnapped, and the so-called leadership, the cabas started to run things, run IPOB, and Now, at a time, after so many months, people like us start to ask questions. We start to ask questions. We start to ask, we are not seeing any sign that we have DOS. We do not have any sign that somebody is running the activities of DOS anymore. Now we began to ask, where is DOS? What is happening? Why are they not working? Then that was when we began to hear we are underground working. We are doing something underground. We are doing something underground. We are not going to do something so that they don't tag IPOB, terrorist group. So when we are consulting with all the government of the world, we are meeting with all the organizations and everything. They kept lying. They kept lying, and we keep telling them no. You cannot tell us that you are doing something underground for the past 1 year, 2 years, 3 years. You have not shown us one single thing that you have done since you went underground. This person here you are seeing on my screen now, this guy you are seeing on my screen now, and the one that is on the other side of the phone talking to him came on us like a hungry lion to devour us. They called us all sorts of names. They called us autopilots. They called us infiltrators. They called us followers. They called, what did they not call us? Just because we asked, what is DOS doing since Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was kidnapped and extraordinary rendition to Nigeria? But today, the same people that were attacking us has come out on their own platform to also question the same DOS underground work. In fact, they knew, even they themselves knew, that DOS was not doing anything, not anything. They are not consulting, they are not writing, they are not meeting, they are not doing nothing. They just kept it. They just want to destroy IPOB before Mazi Nnamdi Kanu could come out. He will have no IPOB to go back to. So when you rise up to do something, they will beat you down. With this guy here on my screen, with the other one on the other side of this one, with Chibuze Guato, with Achalugo nonsense, with all of them, I see the lie, the one that is called himself Darlington. I see the lie. Today, all of them has come out to say. Now let us listen to what this adults that refuse to grow up had to say. What is wrong with this? Why is this not playing? Okay, let me remove it and come back again. Give me a minute. Let me just get it. I must bring it. I must bring that video back. Must. Yes. They don't want me to expose them. Now let's us listen to him.
You will know that you see all these people
coming
out to grant and telling our people they are doing something on the ground. Mass, these people are cowardice. These people, they are afraid of their life. Mass, these people, instead of them to give you accurate, to tell you that you should write down because you have conquered fear. That is the reason why you are coming every day, showing your face. Why some people are telling you they are on the ground doing nothing? Mass, you see all these people, you see they are.
You see? Did you hear what he said? Instead of these people to come and to commend you, you that is showing your face to the internet, they are hiding. Chinas Anworu is hiding in one hole, wherever he is. Imopales is hiding. Chikedosia is hiding. All of them, or former, all of them are hiding. Instead of them to commend you, you that is showing your face, you that is staking your head, you that is showing every sign of fearlessness, instead of them to commend you, they are running you down. The same thing they are doing to Simon Ekpa. Simon Ekpa is doing what they could not do. Simon Ekpa is treading where they could not dream to tread on. Simon Ekpa is doing things they could not do. Instead of them to commend Simon Ekpa, they turn around to be calling him names, criminal, scammer, all that stuff. Nigeria agent, British agent, Tinubu's agent. What name did they not call Simon Ekpa? But today, the same people that joined them to call Simon Ekpa names is now complaining that they are envious of them. They could not comment them. These people are hiding under their bed. When they are making their broadcast, they hide behind Radio Biafra. But you will come out here, stake your face, stake your head. They will come out to attack you because they are envious of you. That is why in this struggle, you must be without envy, you must be without jealousy. These are two things that destroys things in this struggle. They will tell you we are underground, we are working underground, we are working underground. For the past 3 years, not one result shown from their underground work.
On the ground, they are afraid.
I know.
I know.
Somebody
will be telling you that he is following Mars in Namde.
Oh, yeah.
And how are you following this man? You are doing nothing. You are never supported anybody. Nobody knows.
You didn't hear that? When you talk, they will tell you we are the followers of Mars in Namde Kanu. Now he said that the following of Mars in Namde Kanu to them is only listening on Radio Biafra. Let me play it again. This video has gone back to this. I don't know what is wrong with this this video. I don't know why it keep. How did I? You understand it? The only thing that they do, or rather, the only thing that they know how to do, is to envy, and jealousy. That is the only thing that they know how to do. That is the only thing that they know how to do. Envy and jealousy. Envy and jealousy. This thing is actually making me not. I'm just trying to remove. Ish. The only thing they know how to do is to envy. When you are working, they envy you. Okay. Now, let me get another one from the same Mugu. From the same Methuselah. Let me get another video from him. So you see.
Yeah, all right, no problem. So I'm calling from Las Vegas, United States.
Now, this guy is calling this Methuselah on a live program where he was castigating those struggling, walking, pushing to see how we can get Biafra. And his job is to be on this program to castigate them, to call them names, and use every means necessary to drag them through the mud. Now, this guy had to call. Now, this guy called him. And now they start having conversation. But now let us listen to the conversation they have. Excuse me. Let us listen to the conversation they had and see how it goes. Now listen, my people. Listen. Listen. Oh, hey. Oh, what's wrong with this thing now? Huh?
Yeah, all right, no problem. So I'm calling from Las Vegas, United States.
Okay.
So I want to ask you, I glanced through your video right now.
Is it the first time? Is it the first time you're watching me?
This is my first time I'm watching. I just
All right.
stumbled through your videos right
All
now.
right. All right.
So I want to ask you a question. I heard you talking about the self-referendum going on.
Yes.
You said there's guys like 8 persons.
Yes.
So I want to ask you a clear question. Obviously you belong to the US. A straightforward question. What is the US doing to restore Biafra?
The US is at the moment is not restoring Biafra. We are trying to create awareness to waken people like you up and others in Biafra land to know that we need to be free because
now this is the these guys are terrible people. They are terrible people. They are Confucianists. They are double-edged. They cut from both sides. They speak with the both sides of their mouth. These guys can never be trusted. These guys, I just played a video for you where someone was where his colleague was calling him on phone in the same program and was telling him that this DOS people has been telling them how they have been underground working. But in actual sense, they are doing nothing. They are not working anything. Now he was concurring. Look at him again. Somebody scored and was telling him now that you people are castigating every other thing that every other person is doing. When DOS is not doing anything. Instead of him to say, yes, DOS is not doing anything, he started telling him that what DOS is doing now is trying to create awareness. That is what DOS is doing. Now let us continue. Let me take it back. Thunder got fire this thing to God.
You will know that you see all these people. You will know that you see all these people coming out to rant and telling our people they are doing something on the ground. Mass, these people are cowardice. These people, they are afraid of their life. Mass, these people, instead of them to give you to tell you that you should write down because you have conquered fear, that is the reason why you are coming every day, showing your face. Why some people are telling you they are on the ground doing nothing? As you see all these people, you see they are on the ground. They are afraid.
I know.
I know. Somebody will be telling you that he is following Mars in Namde. Following of Mars in Namde is really just to listen to Radio Biafra. And how are you following this man? You are doing nothing. You have never supported anybody. Nobody knows.
The following of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is on Radio Biafra. That is what the...
All right, no problem. So I'm calling from Las Vegas, United States.
Okay.
So I want to ask you, I glanced through your video right now.
Is it the first time? Is it the first time you're watching me?
This is my first time I'm watching you. I just
all right.
stumbled through your videos right
all
now.
right.
So I want to ask you a question. I heard you talking about the self-referendum going on.
Yes.
You said those guys are eight persons.
Yes.
So I want to ask you a clear question. Obviously you belong to the US. The straightforward question: what is the US doing to restore Biafra?
US is at the moment is not restoring Biafra. We are trying to create awareness to waking people like you up and others in Biafra land to know that we need to be free, because we can't do it alone. We have a population that are misled to believe that Nigerian government is there for them to cater for their needs. So you cannot get your referendum where you've never carried your people along, where you've never waking your people up to know they need to be free. So what we are doing now is we are creating awareness. We are not rushing. We know what is holding Biafra.
Did you hear him? This guy actually told you that at this moment, DOS is not restoring Biafra. Ask this man which other awareness he is talking about. The awareness of Biafra has been there, has been ongoing since 1967 till date. Even a child that is born to Biafra today, in Biafra land today, knows and understands that we need Biafra. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has been on Radio Biafra sensitizing our people. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has been on Radio Biafra creating awareness for our people. Biafra has been there. Every human being in Biafra land understand the need for freedom. All of them understand why we want Biafra and why we need to leave Nigeria. But this man has the audacity to come here to tell you that They are not working to restore Biafra at the moment. If you are not working to restore Biafra, then why are you misleading the people? Why are you misleading the people? Why are you misleading the people now? The people are waiting for Biafra to be restored. You are coming to tell them that at the moment, you are not working to restore Biafra, but to create awareness. What other awareness are you creating for Biafran people? What other awareness? Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was kidnapped and extraordinarily rendition to Nigeria. What, because of Biafra? What other awareness is greater than that? What other awareness is greater than the over 10 years of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu on Radio Biafra? What other awareness? What other awareness is greater than the 28 men that was died on Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's ancestral home? What other awareness is greater than that? What other awareness is greater than the lives of those men that was taken in Onitsha, in Enugu, in Owerri, in Imo State, in Abia State, in Delta State, in River State? What other awareness is greater than that? But because you people are not genuine, you people are on a mission to bring confusion, to bring the spirit of the people down. That is why you people has the audacity to come to say that you are not fighting to restore Biafra. If you are not fighting to restore Biafra, what are you fighting for then? What? Look at you, you are not getting younger. How old are you now? You are still fighting for Biafra. Your father fought and died without Biafra. Now look at you. You are still fighting. What other awareness are you creating? What awareness? Who does not understand that Nigeria is a dead place? Who does not understand that Nigeria needs to be destroyed completely? Eh? You are not talking about creating awareness. Awareness for what? Just say you are not fighting for Biafra to be restored. You are fighting for your own motives. You are the only one who understands or who knows what you are fighting for. But if it is to restore Biafra, you are not involved. You are out of it. You don't fight. You are not fighting to restore Biafra. You only knows what you are fighting for. You said to sensitize our people. I don't understand other sensitization. I don't understand other awareness you can create greater than what the job that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and IPOB has done already. If our people are not ready today for Biafra, they will never be ready again. But we know that our people are ready. You should be telling your zoo government that you are working for to call for referendum to test if indeed Biafrans are ready for their freedom. But you and DOS, at least you said the truth. You and DOS are not doing anything. At least that is the only truth you have said here, that you and your DOS are doing absolutely nothing to restore Biafra. Because if Mazi Nnamdi Kanu did not come out from the dungeon, if Simon Ekpa is not doing what he is doing, and all the other people who believe in Biafra, if they are not doing what they are doing, if it is left for you and your DOS, by now it would have been to your tent, O Israel. It would have been to your tent, O Israel. But thank God that Chukwu Kabiama is here to push us to the length, and we are following. We are following. So that is that is all. That is all. So those who who agree that BINTA and NYAKO should get out of Mazi Kano's case. They should come up. Let us do it. Hashtag BINTA and NYAKO should go. Hashtag BINTA and NYAKO should go. Hashtag BINTA and NYAKO should go. We need a change of a judge. We need someone that is not partial in this case. We need somebody. But we are all here waiting for BINTA and NYAKO. She's already displaying her stupidity all everywhere. She has shown how incompetent she is. She has shown how corrupt that she is. And we all are here to advertise her, just like I'm doing this evening, advertising her to the world as a corrupt, incompetent, partial judge in Nigerian court, who is trying everything possible to see that she convicts an innocent man. She wants to convict an innocent man, but we are waiting for her to try it. We are waiting for her to try it. So from this moment, we shall keep waiting. We shall see. I don't know when next Mazi Kano will be coming online. I don't know. I do not know. I don't know when next is coming. I mean, he's coming to court, but I know that the legal team will be updating our Biafrans, and when that happens, we'll be the first to tell you about it. But as it stands now, you must wake up. Don't allow anything to kill your spirit. Don't allow BINTA and NYAKO to succeed. BINTA and NYAKO just want to kill your spirit. He wants to kill the spirit of Biafra. That is what they want her to do. But we must show her that we are Biafrans. We are residents. We know they agree. We know they agree. They know. We are here, all of us. And we will fight them to the end. We'll fight it to the end. So, Biafrans, I thank you for listening to me this evening. Like always, we appreciate you, and we hope to see you next time. Until I come your way again, my people, from me, from here, it is good night.